Hey guys, we're back for another episode of Geek Centurions. Boy Eli and your good old pal Joe over here.
What's up?
And we're back to talk about What If, and we're specifically talking about episodes 4 and 5.
Yeah, because I think we did the first What If with the finale of
Clone Wars.
Bad Batch.
Yeah, bad, sorry.
Yeah, and then the week before we did 2 and 3. So yeah, it'd be 4 and 5. Yeah.
All right, and so 4 will be a little more spoilery. 5, not a spoiler, but you'll see. And maybe we'll talk about some other stuff. Who knows? Who knows? Probably not, because the only thing I can think about the recent news from Marvel was probably the two new games coming out they announced.
Yeah, during the PlayStation showcase.
Yeah, it's not enough for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so yeah, so episode 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? And from what I've seen from mostly people online by the time when this episode came out, especially for me, damn, this is a pretty good episode.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I think it sets up the premise for it, and I think it executes it pretty well. It's probably honestly, it's like super sad.
It is very, very sad. I've seen a lot of people be like, why does Marvel make you feel so much?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's because they're good storytellers. What do you expect? Also, I mean, I've said this when talking to some people that I've known who also watched the show. I felt like this is the most like Twilight Zone episode they have, and by that I mean like, oh, lessons are learned. Not everything is happy.
Yeah, because sometimes I guess with like the Twilight Zone, right? It's a very something is changed, and like there's always like I guess a monkey's paw scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I get what you mean. This is just definitely one of like an episode that just truly sort of
really hampers in, like, what's, even though what Strange wanted to do was very good, it does not mean it's good for everybody else.
Yeah.
And like when I'm thinking of when I'm talking about, like, a very Twilight, I was thinking of that episode where that guy who, like, all he wanted to do was read those books.
Yeah.
And he finally had a chance to read all those books, but because everyone died of was it nuclear winter or what?
I don't know. All I know is that the dude wanted, was alone. He's read his books, and then he breaks his glasses, and he's like, I can't read without my glasses, and it's like a karmic, like, oh no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I mean, I get what you mean by that, but
Yeah.
this is more sort of like Strange's decisions ultimately to a bad end for that universe.
Mm-hmm. And so let's start off by saying, like, so when they mean by Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands, Doctor Strange's girlfriend, whose name is Christine. I was about to say her name was something else, but it's not. It's Christine.
Mm-hmm.
She essentially joins him in his ride to the award ceremony, because he was on his way to the award ceremony in the film, and everything happens beat by beat, except when the car crash happens, it's, instead of Doctor Strange's hands like going into the machine and like being scratched the hell up, she doesn't survive the car crash.
Yeah, she dies.
No, she dies. And like, still adhering to like the story of Doctor Strange, the first movie, he goes on essentially a journey of self-discovery, finding the way I've always saw the first Doctor Strange movie is really a man finding spirituality.
Yeah, because he's trying to find a way to fix his hands, and in this What If, he's essentially just trying to find some way to like contact Christine, or just like find like a way to
still be with her.
Yeah, and that's how he learns the mystic arts and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And where at the end of the first Doctor Strange movie, he's kind of learns to accept his limitations with his hands. But well, I mean, his hands are essentially healed, but in the process, he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme and all that stuff. But here, you kind of also remember that he has access to the Time Stone.
Yeah, the Yamato.
Yeah, well, in the comics, it's not the Time Stone, but
Yeah.
And here, like we made it the Time Stone, and he's like, I'm gonna try and get her back, reverse time, as you will, go back in time, and the first thing we realize, and this is just so tragic, like it really drives you home, like Strange, you can't do anything because like. No matter how many times he's gone back to prevent the exact same things that happen, she still ends up dying.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where the Ancient One, because he's trying to travel back in time. Like,
Yeah, he
shows up.
He's like, "Hey, I see what you're doing. That ain't right."
Well, she's more sort of like, "Listen, Strange, like." Her death is just is basically like a singularity point.
Yeah.
They call it something like very specific, but
it's a fixed point in time.
Yeah, basically, where like, hey, this thing is you can't change it.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of those moments in time that just can't change because if Christine doesn't die, you don't go on to be Sorcerer Supreme and start Dormammu, right? So she's pretty much just saying,
and when I say like no matter how many times he tries to prevent it. There's moments where like, hey, how about I just don't pick her up? I just ghost her, and she still somehow dies.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's how this universe is working. Like Christine is supposed to die to push.
Yeah. Heck, she has a heart attack out of nowhere at some point.
Yeah, where they somehow manage to get to the. He lets her drive. No, they somehow manage to get there.
Yeah.
Because he goes a different way, but she still dies of a heart attack.
Yeah, and then he goes another way, and she gets run over.
Yeah,
well, not run over, but like they get in a car crash.
Yeah. It's just
or they go for pizza, and she gets shot.
Basically, whatever. Basically, yeah. Strange tries all various methods, and it's kind of like I won't lie. It kind of makes me feel like this is probably what was happening when Strange was using Time Stone in Infinity War when he's doing all that sort of stuff.
Like, I've seen like 3,000 whatever counted points.
I've seen so many different future possibilities. Like he's just going forward in time while his current self is there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like
that's him actually being in there though.
Yeah, but still, it's just that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
in a way,
it's just more tragic because there's even a point. He's like, "There's no point. You're still gonna die."
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's really not saying that, but
He does that, but he very much is like, no, like the Ancient One just tells him like, you can't be done. You gotta stop. And
just let her go, dude.
Yeah, and he's very much like, no, all right, I can find a way. I will go save her. I just need, the power and stuff. And the Ancient One is very much like, if you try to do this, you try to change this, fixed point in time, I'm gonna have to stop you. And he very much somehow he uses the time stones to escape further into the past to the library of Cagliostro.
Cagliostro, yes.
Yeah. To just because he was a famous sorcerer. I think he was the first Sorcerer Supreme, right?
I want to say he was. Doctor Strange lore is very if to me.
Okay, so he just tries to find answers to somehow change those fixed points in time.
Mm-hmm.
He meets this the library keeper. I forget his name, but he's very much sort of like
he's chill.
Yeah, he's just chill. He's just he also sort of tells Strange listen, all this for one girl. This it's like I love her that much, and he's like, this isn't love, dude. This is something else.
It's grief.
Yeah, and Strange essentially learns that he needs to amass a huge amount of power in order to change these sorts of things, and he tries to basically goes on absorbing various mythical or magical beasts.
He goes on a buffet line.
Yeah, well, he doesn't actually eat them, but he absorbs their energy into him.
Is it not the same?
I mean, I don't know, maybe, but He certainly doesn't seem like he gets full from it.
No, he just keeps going. And can I just say, I love the attention to detail they do with that. Like every time he absorbs a mystical creature or being, he shows like aspects of that creature. Like there was like what that fire snake that made him look like very devilish.
Yeah, like he's not only just absorbing their powers, like it's like their essence, like they're sort of a part of him now.
Yeah,
Right.
and okay, this is like the most interesting thing, and I don't know how I feel about this. Now, throughout the episodes, all these episodes, the Watcher, he narrates sometimes, and this is the first time he's like, I could do something. I could tell him to stop. I could be like, dude, if you go down this road, it's not gonna lead anywhere nice. But like, at the same time, I'm the Watcher.
I'm not meant to interfere, right?
I've said it at the beginning of every episode. I can't interfere. I cannot, will not interfere. And like Doctor Strange is like, anyone here? I heard a voice.
Yeah. It's like probably one of the few moments, and it does happen a little bit later in the episode, where the Watcher is some like the characters that this Watcher is watching over are starting to like maybe notice his presence a little bit. Because to be fair, like sometimes the Watcher will just show himself up, right?
Yeah.
And of course he won't like. There are moments where he kind of sometimes interferes, but isn't it like just very rare?
In the comics?
In the comics, yeah.
He interferes more often than he should.
Yeah.
No, not saying like there's like moments where like, hey, Spider-Man, don't do that. It's more like, okay, this is like a big level threat. I know I'm not supposed to interfere, but like, you guys are gonna get screwed.
Right.
Like that's why like the coming of Galactus, the storyline where when we first meet like Silver Surfer and Galactus was such like, not because big thing because that was like the first time he ever interfered. I think it's the first time he's ever shown up too. I don't know, because like whenever we think of like him interfering, we think of that storyline. Of that, also there's been other stuff like Original Sin, and currently right now in like a alternate universe story, Dark Ages. He's like, hey, this ancient primordial creature being is here. You gotta beat him or else you're fucked. Basically, but he this is like really the first. I don't know if he's interfering, but it's more like, man, I want to do something. But I think Strange is getting to a point where like, I can hear you.
Yeah, probably because of absorbing all that power, you might be actually able to hear and understand the Watcher to a extent. But basically, yeah, he gets to the point where he absorbs so much power where he's now finally seems ready to go.
By the way, are they teasing us with Shumagorath with that tentacle monster?
I mean, they don't really say that it's Sumagorath, right? But I mean, is there any like? Because isn't he just a race? Aren't there a race of tentacle monsters or no?
I don't know.
I mean, like.
All I know is Shumagorath is like an eldritch terror kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, by the way, something we forgot to mention. Technically, Doctor Strange has been doing this for centuries.
Yeah, I was getting to that. Like, it gets to the point where he's been doing this for centuries, to where the library keeper sort of dies, and Strange is like, no, I can use the time stone to keep you alive, to keep you young, because that's what I'm doing to myself. And he's like, no, man.
No, I lived.
I live my life. You've been here in this library just absorbing monsters for most of your life. So I mean, I feel like I think I lived my life to the fullest. I'm just gonna go now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna accept death.
Yeah,
something you should really take note of.
Yeah,
Strange.
Yeah. In the meantime, we actually cut because he drops the line like, maybe the other you will understand. He's like, other? I mean, what are you talking about? To which we cut to the scene that
from the beginning.
At the beginning, where Strange is looking at the time stone, the Eye of Agamotto, thinking about going back in time, but he's like, no.
You know what?
I gotta put this in the past.
Yeah.
And that's where he starts seeing strange shit starting to happen outside.
Literally.
Yeah, people were starting to like turn into weird goo and like slowly going up into the sky.
They're basically dissolving in front of him.
Yeah, and the ancient one,
a recording of, basically.
Yeah, because she's dead. But from the past coming to the future, recording tells her that, hey, listen, I tried to listen. We need your help to stop this. All right, who's causing it? Well,
You are.
technically you, because what I did, because when the Ancient One tried to stop Strange in the first place, he actually split Strange in two.
Yeah.
One that's currently,
Doing the evil shit.
and the one that's currently she's talking to you right now, using the powers of the dark dimension, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically she's like, listen, you're the only one that I'm pretty sure can stop yourself, and pretty much explains that your other self is trying to bring back Christine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and if he does do that, it's gonna pretty much destroy the universe, and I need you to stop him. And Strange is like, all right, I guess I gotta do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's sort of less accepted his role of being a protector of Earth.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what Christine would have wanted.
Yeah. And Wong helps him, like, at least prepare, giving him some enchantments.
Giving him some buffs.
Yeah, to help him, because clearly the evil Strange is definitely
a little powerful.
Yeah, he's super powerful. And the evil Strange finds our regular Doctor Strange, brings him to the time where Christine died.
Yeah, for a second I was a little weirded out about that, but sure. Yeah, I was a little weirded out that because I was like, where did they send him? And I was like, oh, they sent him back in time. That's weird. Also, can we just note that technically Future Strange, or Good Strange, as we're gonna call him from now on, does not have the Time Stone.
Yeah, he sort of left the Time Stone back on the inside the Sanctum Sanctorum. Right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, definitely, it probably would have helped him quite a bit in this fight. Granted, the other Strange doesn't really use the Time Stone either, the evil Strange.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess, that's...
Maybe it was probably for the best, because it's... I don't know, there might be some weird time thing they have to explain, but they chose probably not to.
Maybe.
Because what would happen if you had two time stones at the same time?
I don't know. Maybe it would cause some weird universe shenanigans going on.
Yeah. Or maybe he sent him back in time without this time stone.
Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't have it on him when he got abducted.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the evil Strange tries to sort of convince our good Strange that, hey, listen, all right, the Ancient One, Wong, none of them understand our pain.
We lost someone we love, man.
Yeah, and it's like that's why we got to be put whole together so that we can bring her back. We can bring Christine back, and the good Strange is like, nah, man, this isn't right. All right, look at you, man. You look all weird and shit now.
You got a pointy beard. That's how I know you're evil.
Yeah, it's like you're lost in the sauce, evil Strange, and I gotta stop you. And so they have a bit of a fight. There's even like a evil cape versus good cape fight, which is kind of funny.
Oh yeah, he gets an evil cape from a cockroach.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And he's like, I'm not doing bugs, but I'll take the cape. Looks pretty cool.
That's pretty funny.
I did leave my old cape back at the Sanctum Sanctorum, so this cool cape. But yeah, like they have a bit of a magical battle. However, sadly, the good Strange loses out just by the sheer overwhelming power of the evil Strange.
Which I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and then by using all the powers of the magical beings and stuff that the evil Strange has absorbed, he's able to save Christine, and he looks like an Eldritch monster by the end of it.
I was like, holy crap.
And
oh my god, I knew Christine's immediate reaction to that, because she went like, get away from me,
no, Christine, it's me, it's Strange. I saved you,
I brought you back to life.
And then
and I'll be honest, I thought that's where the episode was gonna end. He would have been like a complete and total monster.
No, because the universe starts to fall apart, and Strange tries to at least create this barrier to keep them safe. And that's where he sees the Watcher again. It's like, you can stop this. You can help me. And
the Watcher pulling a line from fucking Captain America at Endgame. No, I don't think I will.
Well, yeah, he's pretty much like, I didn't, why, it's like I'm not supposed to interfere, and
You can fix this, like you fixed Christine. Oh,
yeah, like you gone too far. You've been warned about what was gonna happen, and you didn't listen, and now here's your comeuppance.
and I don't know why though. That interaction made me go like, oh damn, that was like such good. That was like so good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know something about that. I don't know how you felt about that.
No, it's pretty. It's a pretty interesting interaction. It's strange, sort of like realizing the error of his ways and just trying to like find some way to like appeal to the watcher, but the watcher is very much like, listen, all right, even if I could do the things you want me to do, I probably can't, and I won't because
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, the Watcher, he has like cosmic power, yes, but like at the same time, it's like I don't think he has the kind of power needed to do to undo all that Strange has done.
Yeah.
So it's that. I mean, so this is thing that I was thinking about talking about before when it came to like the design at the beginning of Watcher, but at the same time, I don't know. Because whenever we see the Watcher, he's kind of covered in like sort of the celestial, like he like look to him like he's he's all black with like stars and galaxies and all that like inside of him in his silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
It's very indicative of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
You know the character I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
because I know you've read Infinity War Gauntlet once, so you know what I'm talking.
Yeah.
So it's Infinity Eternity maybe could do that. I don't know. It's the celestial characters of the Marvel universe is looking kind of weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but I think that's for me. In my theory is that's that's the Watcher sort of tapping into that his connection to the eternity and to look into the universes. I don't know. That's my theory.
I just think it's just an artistic stylish choice. Yeah. That's probably what it is. It's probably not that deep. But yeah, it just sort of ends with Christine even dissolving herself. It's like, what did you do, Steven? And it's our evil Doctor Strange is left alone in this barrier, just keeping himself alive. And it, like, I'm not gonna lie, for a second I thought like it looks very similar to like the Power Stone.
Yeah, especially because it has like a purple tint to it.
Yeah, to which my brain was like thinking, is this gonna like is this universe gonna reset where like that's where the Power Stone comes from, in this universe or whatever?
A part of me thought that this is him becoming Dormammu. Because I mean, in the movie, he's voiced by Dormammu is also voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. So like, I was like, oh, that would have been so cool. Like he just been driven insane and becomes Dormammu.
Yeah, probably. I mean that would be neat. But yeah, overall, the episode ends on a very bleak note. Which I will admit, I think this episode and the next definitely have like some bleak moments.
Yeah, I feel like this one is a little better. I feel like the next one that we're talking about, because the next one is Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, it's What If Zombies.
Yeah, What If Zombies. It tends to be more of like Shaun of the Dead kind of zombie.
Yeah,
where it's like, we're gonna crack some jokes here and there, but still have some very dark moments.
Yeah, like it's your typical zombie
comedy film.
Yeah, but set in the MCU, obviously.
Yeah.
So you got all your zombie tropes and everything, and we see superheroes being zombies, which is always neat, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a good, like I said, Shaun of the Dead, but there's probably other movies.
What was that one movie with Bill Murray in it?
Oh, Zombieland.
Yeah, Zombieland.
Both Zombielands, really.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those have the same similar tones because what
was that one zombie romance movie? Warm Bodies. That too.
Yeah.
Except for that, the happy ending.
Yeah, because they're he became human because he found love. But yeah, this sort of starts with Banner being sent to Earth at the sort of the start of Infinity War, right? And he sort of like says that Thanos is coming, but no one's in the Sanctum Sanctorum. No Doctor Strange, no Wong, nobody. And he walks outside and he's sort of like
pretty barren.
Yeah, there's barely anyone around. It's like what's going on here? And members of the Black Order show up.
Mhm.
You know, the usual spiel. But then Iron
We
Man,
have come in the name of Thanos.
you know, you will serve him. You know, and all that stuff.
Then a little like a ring portal pops up, and Tony's hand comes out, and he just like blows his. See, I'm gonna say this right now. This is very much like a zombie movie without the blood. This is a very PG-13 zombie movie.
I mean, yeah, like it's very black looking blood probably.
Yeah.
Because they're zombies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Because I'm not gonna lie, knowing this was gonna be a zombie, for a second I thought that Tony was gonna blow his head off.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but then you know, as we learn, it's Doctor, you know, Tony, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Wong show up and just beat the crap out of these two Black Order members. To which Bruce is like, "Yeah, get them. Yeah, you guys are screwed now." And then he starts to see them like just tearing them and ripping them apart. And it's like, okay, that's a little overkill, guys. And then we see that they are zombies.
Yeah, and this is what I mean, where I feel like the comedy gets a little too much. Because I have like two problems with this episode, really. It's the pacing. Well, more like I feel like this needed more time, and we'll explain it as we go along. But also, the comedy was a little too much.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it to a point.
Like, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but for me, like, I don't know. Like, I'll be 100% honest because I know that both Marvel and DC have done like zombie like sort of themed comics and alternate worlds where like, you know,
I have one of them in the back.
Yeah, where you know, the superhero there's a zombie outbreak and
Yeah.
you know, the superheroes get turned into zombies and stuff. But I always found that concept to be really fucking stupid. So the fact that they make fun of it,
Wait, you find the concept of like superheroes becoming zombies stupid, or
well, I mean, I guess, like, I mean, I guess it theoretically sounds cool, but I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of like not really that into zombie stories in general because I feel like it's always I don't know. I feel like the genre is just overly saturated. So, you know, if they're just making fun of the entire genre itself, which they do in this episode, I'm like, all right, I'm fine with this.
okay, fair enough. But at the same time, I'm like, man, you kind of ruin the attention here because it should be a very, you know, like, oh crap moment.
I mean, yeah, I can kind of understand in like maybe one scene, but for the most part, yeah, most of the emotional moments that happen in this, I think, land well enough.
I will say this. I'm still fine with the comedy, but I feel like it's a little too much in there in some areas. That's all I'm saying.
No, and I can understand your perspective from that.
Yeah, because like that's when Banner like he's like, oh, Hulk, I need you to come out again.
Like,
come on, Hulk.
I need your help, but I'm gonna get eaten by zombies. This is not gonna end well, right? And he gets saved by Hope
And the cape.
and the cape, yeah, because it's still around, and you know it can't turn into a zombie. It's a cape. Zombies aren't gonna eat a cape.
No.
Yeah, and they manage to kill Zombie Tony, Zombie Strange, and Zombie Wong, and you know, Peter shows up to at least whisk Bruce away, you know, to, get them to their hideout, and we get a little montage of like, you know, similar to what happened in the first Spider-Man movie, where Peter just sort of explains, you know, the rules of the zombies, right?
Yeah, in a very I would say Zombieland kind of way.
Yeah, because he's just filming everybody and like sort of like trying to enact the basic zombie stuff, right?
Because a kid like this would watch a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, and he does sort of say that, and he's like, the rules, you know?
Yeah, he's that guy from Scream who's like, you don't do this, and you don't do this, and you will survive a horror movie.
Right. And we do learn that, just how the zombie outbreak occurs because Hank Pym, going to find his wife in the quantum realm, finds her, but
she contracted a quantum realm disease.
Yeah, like some sort of brain altering mind disease that basically turned her into a zombie. Like it's the Marvel universe way of trying to explain like the zombie, like how a zombie virus could occur in this universe. Which,
yeah, sure,
I guess, I legit thought like the opening, because I didn't like, because the opening, obviously is Hulk going to Earth. I legit thought it was just an asteroid, an alien virus thing, just showing up. But I was wrong about that. But Hank Pym gets infected. They go back to Scott and Hope, and where Hank and I forget her name.
Janet
Van Dyke just eat
Van
Scott.
Dyne. Yeah, man.
They
Did like it? I'll say this though, the kills are pretty brutal.
They can be pretty brutal because Hope manages to escape, but like we can definitely see, you just hear like Scott just screaming, he's screaming that he's being eaten alive and being turned into a zombie. And
like you even have like that one iconic like horror movie scene where like it's like the glass, but it's all like foggy, but you see the hand come down. I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking.
Yeah. And it turns out that that whole the western seaboard of the United States gets fully infected, and the Avengers come in to try to like stop the disease, but they get infected, and that's pretty much.
That's because like Hank turned Ant-Man and bits like Cap in the neck.
Yeah. So the fact that these zombies are able to use their powers and various other things makes them extremely dangerous. And when the Earth's mightiest heroes get turned into fucking zombies, it's pretty much game over for the rest of the world.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the only survivors are of course Hope,
Spider-Man, Okoye, because she's out looking for T'Challa.
Yeah, who was lost with the Avengers.
Winter Soldier, Boogie, that one dude,
that one like Russian dude from the Ant-Man movies,
who plays Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. And Sharon Carter.
Yeah. Happy Hogan.
Yeah, Happy Hogan. Yeah,
they made it out. And
now they're sort of getting a message from a sort of a old Shield facility in New Jersey that, hey, I'm sort of talking about like a cure to the zombie disease.
Yeah.
So the team decided to we're gonna head to Jersey. We're gonna
take a train there.
Yeah, and obviously stuff kind of goes wrong for them. Happy gets.
Well, that's because like Okoye, who's like leading the whole team,
because
she would be the one to lead. Is like, okay, we're gonna split up, and this is what I mean about Peter being that one guy from the Scream movies. It's like, but the rules.
Yeah, are you sure we're gonna do this? It's like, I'm the boss. Yeah.
Like, we don't split up.
It's like, all right, I guess we got to do that. And of course, during the split up, Sharon and Happy get attacked by zombies. One of them being Hawkeye, and Happy gets turned into a zombie, and Sharon has to kill him.
Oh yeah, no, that was pretty. Like you shouldn't have split up. Also, Falcon shows up, zombified.
Yeah, and Okoye has to kill him too. And like she sort of like says, "I'm sorry, Bucky. I know he was a friend." And Bucky's like, I should be sad, but I'm not. Which is like, damn. In the worst case scenario, Bucky would not be would just wouldn't feel that bad about killing a zombie Falcon.
To be fair, this is before they became like good buddies.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, because remember during like Civil War they were like, I don't like you that much. Yeah, I don't like you either.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think even okay. No, but basically they eventually do get on the train, and it starts to go. And Peter's a bit sad that Happy's gone. He's like, God. And Okoye feels very bad. It's like, I should have listened to you. We should have stick together.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while Sharon's sort of checking out the back just to see, how it's going, she hears noises on top of the train. Mm-hmm. She gets attacked. Bucky hears her screaming and sees it's Cap, zombie Cap, with the shield and everything. And he's like, I think this is your last meal, Cap. I'm sorry. And Bucky has to, he sort of just kills Cap, takes the shield.
The most brutal way too.
Yeah. he sort of gets like cut in half. To be fair, he's a corpse and he's already like shown, he doesn't have any guts or anything. So it wasn't that hard. And Sharon gets turned into a zombie, but Hope sort of like.
Can I just say though, Bucky's line to killing Cap?
Yeah.
Because it's the end of the line, Cap.
Yeah, because he falls off the train.
Yeah. Because like now also like I'm with you till the end of the line, Bucky. I'm with you till the end of the line, Cap. This is the end of the line.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Sharon gets turned, but Hope does the Thanos thing.
Oh, the meme of like, why doesn't just Ant-Man go inside Thanos and just turn big? Which, I mean, she does to Sharon. He gets covered in zombie goo, and it turns out Sharon had a cut.
You mean Hope had
a cut?
Hope
had a cut. I'm sorry. And because the zombie blood can infect humans, or fluid can infect humans from like open cuts and stuff, she's basically starting to turn. And
there's like a very emotional moment between Hope and Peter, because like Peter is trying to be the uplifting one.
Yeah, and Hope is very much less like, how can you be so cheerful in times like this? And he sort of just brings
he brings up his parents.
Yeah.
And Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you for at least acknowledging Uncle Ben, but also like the fact that May didn't make it out. Just saying like like if we can't keep smiling after the people we love are gone, then what's the point of living?
Yeah, he's very much like, I gotta keep moving on for them, right? And the train stops and they've reached more or less their destination. The only problem is there's a horde of zombies.
Because there's always a horde
in between them and the shield facility. And Hope does a heroic sacrifice, turns into becomes big, and carries the team off before she dies.
And damn, that sucked.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, man, this is so good. I really enjoyed it. And when they make it there, turns out it was Vision.
Yeah, Vision was the one that sent the message, and they realized that the Mind Stone has some sort of warding effect on the zombies, because the zombies just don't get in, even when there's like when part of the fence is down. They just don't move in because the Mind Stone has this sort of repelling effect. So Vision has been essentially trying to research, like, maybe if we use the Mind Stone, like try to figure out what we can use the Mind Stone for, we might be able to cure people. And he shows that he's made some progress with the head of Scott.
They made Scott one of those like fish tank head people from Futurama.
Yeah, and he's like just hanging out in that fishbowl, and he's like, "All right, guys, I'm alive. How you guys doing?" And so he's constantly making sort of like jokes and stuff. He's like, "This is how I process my grief, through dad jokes." And they started to decide, hey, listen, maybe if we can just get to Wakanda and try to use the Mind Stone, we might be able to like find some way to like just emanate this cure, or at least the power of the Mind Stone across the earth, to at least somehow cure people. And Bucky decides, like, all right, I'm gonna try to find a way, try to find something to help us get out of here. And Vision's very much like, you're not gonna find what you're looking for.
I mean, Vision, why would you say something like that? We're all in the
And he Bucky finds Wanda in a glass sort of cage, who's clearly a zombie, and he's like, what the hell's going on here? And T'Challa's like, you don't want to anger her, dude. It's like, T'Challa, you're alive? It's like,
well, you're missing a leg.
Yeah, he's missing a leg. It's like, Vision, he I thought he was saving me, but all he really did was like using me to help feed,
his dead girlfriend.
Yeah, which is like, oh no, because Bruce also finds that there's been other like logs of people who've responded to Vision's message, and Vision, and they're like, wait, then where are the rest of these people? And then that's when Bucky shows up with T'Challa, and it's like, T'Challa explains the whole thing. He's been abducting people and using them to feed Wanda, and Vision's like, listen, I had no other choice. All right,
I love her. I
couldn't kill her. This is the only like way. And they have a bit of a big fight, and of course Wanda is now very angry, escapes her cell, and eat. I believe his name's Kirk, the Russian dude. And it's like, oh, this is bad. We have a zombie Wanda. This is not good at all.
Yeah, and so like, and this is where I mean, like, I feel like the episode needs a little couple more minutes because like, Vision immediately turns a new leaf, I would say, or like changes his tune. Because I'm like, okay, we needed more time, dude. Because like everything starts going at a rapid pace. And I don't know if you're with me on that, but it's just.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's. I guess I'm fine with it. It's just because mainly like Vision understands what he's doing is wrong, and he now sort of realizes that now that Wanda's out, he has to like do at least something to like, at least ensure that everybody else gets to live, right? Because he does sort of like do a bit of a heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, he pulls the Mind Stone out of his head. Yeah,
I mean, as they're trying to escape as well, Okoye also gets taken, and T'Challa's like, Okoye, no, it's like Wakanda forever.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go out.
Yeah,
you gotta go out saying the words.
Yeah, Vision tries to like bury Wanda in like a rubble before giving them the Mind Stone so that they can go to Wakanda and use it to like help cure the rest of the people. Because he's like, I can't be forgiven for what I done. At least let me atone for this, all right?
Yeah, let me do a heroic sacrifice. But I'm like, Vision, you could at least come with us to make sure no other zombie attacks us.
Because once Vision takes the Mind Stone off and is dead, the rest of the zombies move in.
Yeah.
All right. So Bucky tries to like hold off Wanda. Doesn't really end successfully. I mean, we don't see him get eaten by zombies, but he gets flung pretty far into like a building. And as everybody's trying to get into the this quad jet, Bruce decides that
okay, it's my turn to do the heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, and it's like, no, and Peter's just very much like, no, you can't do this. I've lost so many friends at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, then avenge us.
It's like, oh, nice line there, Bruce. Nice.
Yeah.
Line.
So Bruce hands him the Mind Stone, and Bruce pretty much is like, all right, big guy, come
let's
on.
Go. He's bone cracking his neck. Let's go.
Let's just go out like this, all right, buddy. And he does turn into the Hulk because we do sort of see that, like, it seems like the Hulk is at least somewhat resistant to zombie bites, right? So he's able to, like, once he goes Hulk, he starts fighting Wanda, and it seems like he's able to hold him off decently well. We don't see what happens to Bruce, but we can at least there is hope that he's able to survive if he just stays as the Hulk, right? And of course, as they're trying to leave, Scott goes, "All right, good, we've made it out." It's like, no, don't trigger a flag.
And damn it, Scott.
Yeah, because of course,
Hope comes back
as a giant zombie and tries to grab the quad jet, but they're able to pull away. And Scott's like, "Oh,
that's my girlfriend."
Yeah, dang. I mean, she saves me twice. I guess. Yeah. Because Peter explains that she was the one that helped them get there in the first place. It's like, yeah.
Oh, it's kind of funny though, because she does throw a zombie at them and he just gets bonked off.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And Peter just has a bit of a, I guess, heart-to-heart with T'Challa. And T'Challa just goes like, in my culture, people, when people die, it's not the end for them. As long as we keep their memory, they'll always live on. Right?
Which, can I just say, that is such a chilling line.
Yeah, considering, what happened with Chadwick Boseman, right?
Like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, it might not have been intentional, but it's definitely like...
It resonates a lot.
It resonates due to like what happened with Chadwick Boseman, right?
It's like, man, that line hits different now.
Yeah, and of course the Watchers, like humanity will always hope in the face of overwhelming odds. Even if like they start to, even if it seems inevitable, right? Because as they get to Wakanda, we see back in New York, Thanos has shown up.
Was it New York or was it Wakanda?
I don't know, actually.
I think it was in Wakanda.
Maybe. But point is, Thanos is here, but he's now a zombie because, of course, as soon as he reaches Earth, he probably would have gotten bitten by a zombie. And he has all but one Infinity Stone left to go. To which, that's where the episode ends. And I have to say...
Go for it. I know this is going.
Can I be like,
Oh no! Just go, just go. Chains are off, dude. Chains are off.
yeah, like I find it a very bit funny
Yeah.
that what is zombie Thanos gonna do with the Infinity Stones? What is he gonna do? Is he still like zombie? Like, does he still have a conscience to just wipe off half the universe at this point? I mean, he's a zombie now. Like, what does he want with the Infinity Stones now?
See, I think I'm fine with mostly because like in the Marvel zombie books, the ones made by Robert Kirkman, same guy who made Invincible and The Walking Dead, he established that like, hey, Marvel zombies, they're just, yeah, they have their superpowers because they still have a bit of sentience with when they've become zombies. So like you get to see Spider-Man, lament or cry, or the fact that he just ate his wife and aunt and pulling off his skin, mirroring that one image, one famous painting of what's his name, Kronos eating his children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, Jesus, man, it's a little dark. But I'm like, nah, I mean, that's a zombie movie. But like at the same time, it's like, but see, that made sense there, and no Infinity Stones were involved. But I also get why you're like, so what is he gonna do with the?
What is he like? What is Zombie Thanos gonna do with the Infinity Stones? Is he just gonna like, is he still gonna wipe out half the universe? I mean, I feel like the zombies, for the most part, in the What If episode, just seem to be very focused on just eating.
Yeah.
So is he gonna use the Infinity Stone just to create an infinite amount of food for them? I don't understand. I don't know. I just find it's just a very funny image of just zombie Thanos, just like, what do I do now? Me hungry, but what stones do? Do stones feed? I don't. Me no. Me don't know.
Yeah, because we don't know if he's sentient.
It's like they're conscious enough to be able to, like, the zombies that have been, the superhero zombies are at least seem to be conscious enough to be able to operate and still use their powers for the most part.
Iron Man is still able to use his little blasters.
Yeah, he's still able to run his Iron Man suit, right? So like clearly they have at least some sort of sentient, but they don't seem to have any sort of remorse or of what they've done or anything like that. They're very much sort of have a insatiable appetite. So I don't know. Although I kind of just want to see how it happened for Thanos a little bit. Just sort of like once he gets served, it's like I'm gonna find the final Infinity Stone. It's a Mind Stone. I'm gonna find it here. And he's like, wait, what the hell? Well, stay back. And despite having the powers of the Infinity Stones, he still gets bitten. He's like, what the fuck? No. Which, I mean, I don't know.
It's also weird to see that Thanos gets overrun with the stones. You can make it so like there is no zombies.
He probably has enough power to just like at least wipe out like a good zombie horde with a single, well, not with a single snap, but probably with the Power Stone. Just like evaporate a lot of them. But he still gets bit. It only takes one bite, Ellie. One bite. Doesn't matter how it happens.
You can use the Space Stone to like keep them at bay.
Doesn't matter, Ellie.
You can do the Marvel Infinite thing where you just put yourself in a box and just keep walking.
Potentially, but what if he got like, what if he had a cut, and the zombie fluid got in there, how he's gonna stop it? He can't stop it, In the end, not even the Infinity Stones can save you from a zombie plague, is what we've learned.
No, I think they can save you. You just gotta be smart enough.
I guess if you're prepared for it, but Thanos is not Batman and is never prepared.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, those are the two episodes, and yeah, they're both good.
They're both good. I feel like the Doctor Strange one is probably the best one.
I would agree with you on that one.
Out of all of them, because it's, like you were saying, it's a nice, contained one. Also, you come out feeling like, man, I need a cold shower after that.
It's like, that is very poignant, it's like, it's like, because the Watcher, I think in that episode said himself, like, we've seen like various split decisions that create various timelines and stuff, but what if we see like the wrong decision, right?
Yeah.
What does the wrong decision look like? And it's clearly this, and
I mean, like, here's the thing. Episode 1 is very much, straightforward. It's just the first Avenger, but what if Peggy Carter was, Captain America, which really pretty much sets up like, if you're not used to what if, this is what it's gonna be like. Okay, this is giving you an idea. Second episode with T'Challa being Star-Lord. Okay, now let's get a little bit crazier. Then episode 3, which was the death of the Avengers, was like, okay, now you see where we're going with this. Okay, now let's give you the best example right here. And here you go, because like these are more like out there and crazier. The first few episodes are like just to settle us in, and now they can go crazier. My one question though is, and this is something I was talking about earlier, with involving the 4th episode, is that are we gonna end up seeing the Watcher interfere at some point? Because I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. I think maybe for like the final episode, it's like a what if, but it actually takes place within the current sort of MCU slate, right? And the Watcher actually does do a bit of interfering in order to make sure that things go as they're supposed to be in this timeline, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I can see them maybe doing it for the final episode.
See, because I personally want it to be like, hey, because we can totally see what if going from at least a couple more seasons, but also just like establish that he doesn't interfere for the most part. But the moment because we're getting Fantastic Four, and the most impactful story involving the Watchers when he first interferes to warn them of Galactus. I think that's when you introduce him interfering and being like, oh shit, this is a big deal, He has to interfere because Galactus is coming. I don't know. I think this is me, but whatever. I mean, so long as they give me a good reason as to see the Watcher being like, okay, now I gotta interfere, kind of stuff. I'm fine with it. But aside from that, yeah, no, these episodes were great. But you guys probably already know that.
Yeah, it's
Marvel's been knocking out of the park with these shows, man. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's what if it's just really freaking good?
Yeah, because like they're being more creative and being able to do stuff that I guess Disney wouldn't allow them to.
Like in a movie?
Yeah, because like the zombie one was probably the most. Like I say it's a PG-13 movie, but at the same time they got the brutal deaths of an R-rated movie.
I mean, yeah, but you can get away with that when you don't show any blood.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's sort of what the PG-13 label has basically become at this point. Like, there's a bunch of PG-13 movies that I think that show some brutal, like, action, but as long as there's not that much blood, the ratings board's like...
So long as you don't show blood and sex, you're fine. It's the closest word you're probably... It's, yeah, R-rated brutal kills, but... like you said, like you told me once... so long as they don't show blood, very intimate sex, or anything else, you're fine. But, whatever. Yeah, that was Marvel's What If. You guys can support us on social media through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We are more active on Instagram, at the Geek Centurions. That's for all 3. And if you go on Instagram, you'll find a link tree to all of the podcasts that we're a part of, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Spotify, and all that good stuff. And a link to the YouTube for all you other listeners out there who want to put a face to the voice. That's where you can find it. Like, comment, subscribe. Also, a link to our Patreon where you can support us in any form of way. And yeah, that's Marvel's What If. I think they said it's going to be 9 episodes, right?
Maybe, I don't remember.
I want to say it's 9 episodes. So we're episode 5. At least 4 more episodes left to go. I think the next one is the Killmonger one. If not Killmonger, it's probably the Thor one.
Okay.
All right, that's about it, guys. You guys have a good one. It's been your boy Eli.
It's been me, Joe.
You guys have a good one. Peace.